respected President Dr. Nirmal Raj, State President Dr. Joseph Benavan, IMA State Secretary Dr. Shashidharan, our Treasurer Dr. Jayachandran, respected senior members of IMA, colleagues and friends. ഒരു സ്വാഗത പ്രസംഗത്തിനുള്ള സമയമല്ല എന്നെനിക്കറിയാം. നമ്മൾ എല്ലാവരും ആഘോഷിക്കാൻ വന്നതാണ്. എങ്കിലും നമ്മൾ ഔദ്യോഗികമായിട്ടുള്ളൊരു ചടങ്ങിലോട്ട് കിടക്കുമ്പോൾ സ്വാഗതം പറയുക എന്നുള്ളത് അനിവാര്യമാണ്. So at the outset, let me first welcome our President, Dr. Nirmal Raj. He's one among us. On behalf of IMA Kannur, all of us, I welcome our President, Dr. Nirmal Raj, to this function. Our State President, Dr. Joseph Benavan, even though I don't have any, I don't know him personally, I didn't know him personally before, being associated in official capacity with IMA, but I've heard a lot about him. When I called him once, he probably remembered my name. He somehow remembered Ben's, and he recollected that he met my son somewhere during a school function. So he probably caught the name Ben's. Thank you, sir. So it is indeed proud for all of us that we have two of our state leaders from our district. We have our president from Talipuramba branch. We have our secretary from Talashiri branch. And whenever we arrange a program, we arrange it as per the convenience of our leaders. And probably when we contacted both of them at our convenience, we told that we are having a function on 4th of January. We usually have our meetings on Thursdays. And when we requested them to please be with us on this particular day, without thinking twice, and they accepted. And we, the IMA Kannur family, is very, very much indebted for your recognition to our branch. Thank you very much, sir. So on behalf of IMA Kannur, let me welcome our State President, Dr. Joseph Benavan, to this celebrations and to this reception meeting. Welcome you, sir. Our State Secretary, Shashidharan sir, when I joined government service as an assistant surgeon at Community Health Center Pinarayi 11 years back, Shash sir was my medical MO in charge. So probably he was the first medical officer or a superior officer whom I met during my professional career. And probably today, when I have an opportunity to share a stage with Shash sir, I indeed feel proud, and we are all, IMA Kannur family, is proud to have our eminent leader, Shash sir, with us today. So, during our introductory speech, we'll have more details about our leaders. On behalf of IMA Kannur, I welcome Dr. Shashidharan K., State Secretary, IMA Kerala State Branch, to this family get-together and celebrations. Welcome, sir. Our Treasurer, Jayachandran, sir. In fact, എനിക്ക് സാറിനെ കുറച്ച് പേടിയാണ് പൈസ ചോദിക്കുമ്പം. Sir, when it comes to financial matters, he's very strict. He asks me, make sure that he catches at every little point. But still, at the end of the day, and he agrees to whatever we ask for. We're indeed lucky to have a very strict, vigilant treasurer like Jayachandran sir. Welcome you, sir, on behalf of all of us. So today we have a pretty big gathering. We have almost 250 plus of us attending today's family get-together and New Year celebrations. So there are around 50 of us in the green room, more than 50. We have a wonderful retro fashion show coming up. So most of the ladies, I'm sure that they were all enjoying organizing, or they were all enjoying to take part in this event for the last maybe couple or even more of weeks together. So the crowd that we see here is not the actual crowd. We have more people in the green room preparing for a wonderful cultural feast. So on behalf of IMA Kannur, I welcome all of us to this meeting. Thank you.
First, let me start by saying I never expected such a big crowd. Thank you all so much for attending. And plus, I am happy to have our State President, Dr. Benon, and Secretary, Dr. Shashiran here. In fact, I don't think it's a time for you to listen to a lot of talk. In fact, if standing here, I almost feel like doing that, listening to all the dances and listening to the songs and all the dances. So I'm very happy that I am able to sit here during this occasion, our New Year celebration and the Christmas celebration which we put together. And since we are the Thursday crowd, I thought we'll stick to Thursday instead of having it on Saturday or Sunday as normally others have. So today everybody's in that good mood, so I don't want to waste your time too much, and we can start by, thank you very much. We can have the presidential address and so on.
Dr. Nirmal Raj, President, IMA Kannur. Dr. Sashidharan K, State Secretary, IMA Kerala. Dr. Ashish Ben, Secretary of IMA Kannur. Dr. Jayendran, the Treasurer, senior leaders, Dr. Gangadharan, Dr. Narendran, Dr. Pudhuwal, Dr. Jayaram, and dear members of Kannur branch. In fact, I think I've been here, I think one of the branches that I've visited the most, and I am almost 70% a Kannur person, even though I belong to Talipramba branch. And I know today, being your Christmas, New Year celebrations, this is not the moment that we speak a lot, but because I think the placing of the official function was very wrong, because you had such a medley of Dr. Jimmy and the rest of the team. They took you through a chorus, and it was very unfortunate that I know many of you wanted to rise from your chairs and dance to their tunes, but being one of the events right up there, you were, and even myself, I was inhibited. I thought, unless and until I come here on stage and make a speech, how can I dance there? And then after that, you had a wonderful, see, one thing I've noticed about Kannur is I've witnessed Kannur over a long period of time, probably 20 years. This Kannur that we see today is Kannur rebooted. And I think the entire credit for that goes to Dr. Gangadharan, Dr. Narendran, and Dr. Jayachandran. Because today you see a lot of new faces here, and the new faces have been empowered. The youngsters have been empowered to perform and to give out their best, whereas I always notice when I come to Kannur, they take the back seat, quietly sitting there and observing and making sure that the youngsters perform. So it's also important that with so much of talent in Kannur, that you should also come up to the leadership level. You should remember, I don't know how many of the youngsters know that Kannur is a legacy branch. You've had 5 state presidents and 1 national president from Kannur branch, and a lady president of IMA Kerala state branch from Kannur, which no other branch in Kerala can credit to have achieved that. So it's time, it's been a long gap, so we need to identify young leaders from Kannur who can become probable future presidents of IMA Kerala State Branch. Okay, if the men are not willing, I think there are enough and more ladies here who could come forward to take up the slot that has been left vacant by Dr. Macy Uman herself. So it's a great moment for me to be here with you, and I thank you all for this invitation to be a part of your Christmas New Year celebrations. When Dr. Ashish Benz called me, actually, in fact, the secretary and I, we were to travel to Trivandrum today, but then we decided that when Kannur calls, we go to Kannur. So that's the magnetism that Kannur has, and that's what draws us to Kannur today. We should have been in Trivandrum. We postponed the entire trip for tomorrow, and we're here to be with you all. I'm not talking much about you, about anything about the IMA, but just one thing. See, because I've seen so much of cultural talent here. On March 3rd and 4th, we have, for the first ever, we have the state cultural competition happening in Palakkad. There is so much of talent here. I would want Kannur to be represented in good numbers. The competition is going to be fierce from across the state. Even now, the hype is being built up. I've seen so much of talent here. We've got good singers, we've got good dancers, and it will be my pride also if Kannur district, it's a district competition because the participants are selected from various branches across the district, but of course, Kannur branch itself has the potential to come up the winner in this cultural fest called Samvaya. That's hosted by Palakkad branch. We have not had one since a very long time. I think it's almost 12 years before we had a cultural competition. So I would request Kannur to actively participate in that and make sure that the trophy comes to Kannur district. So that's my one request to all of you Kannurians here, because you are abundant in talent. And of course, the membership drive, all that, I'll talk to Dr. Raj Mohan. I'm not wasting your time, but Kannur district has a target of 1,000 new members this year. And this year, if you go through the membership HFC subscription rates, we've slashed it. For example, to give you one example, any doctor who's just passed out and within 1 year gets to become a member of the Indian Medical Association with just 10,000 rupees. It's never been before like this, so we've slashed it because we want to hit the 50,000 mark this year, and I'm sure with leaders like Dr. Raj Mohan, Dr. Ashish Benz, and all the youngsters, Dr. Nirmal Raj, Kannur has to take up a major role when we divide the 1,000 among the various branches in Kannur. That's all I've got to tell you, the membership, and more than that, what I want to tell you is I want to see you there in Palakkad on the 3rd and 4th of May, and I want to see Kannur district lifting the overall trophy. That's my wish. Do it for me and do it for the secretary also, because we are from Kannur district. See, we can't go outside of Kannur and say this because, you know, our throats will be slit if we go to another district and say, okay, we are vouching for Kannur. But being here, I would like all of you to participate in good numbers. Let's bring the trophy. Let's prove that we are the champions, and let Kannur come back to its old glory that it once had. The dominance in IMA Kerala State Branch belongs to Kannur branch as well as Kannur district. So wishing you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. May Almighty bless you throughout the year in abundance, in your personal life, in your professional life, and also in your association life, because we all need to realize that Indian Medical Association is our strength, it's our fortress, and that's the fellowship. The very essence of this year's slogan has been celebrating fraternal fellowship, and I'm so happy that Kannur is doing it in the best possible way. We are celebrating our fraternal fellowship here. So God bless to all of you, and let's have a rocking 2024. Thank you so much.
Respected President of Kannur Branch, State President Dr. Joseph Benavan, Secretary Kannur Branch Dr. Ashish, Dr. Jayachandran Sir, other senior leaders, my dear members and family members of Kannur Branch. I'm sure you're all waiting for the next dance and songs to come. And I heard that nearly 50 members are getting ready for the shows in the green room. So I won't take much of your time. At the outset, let me thank the Kannur branch for inviting me for this all-important reception and the New Year celebration of Kannur branch. And also let me wish all the members and family members of IMA Kannur a very happy New Year and all the best for the team Kannur. Actually, as our president said, I'm all the most delighted to see the Kannur back to that vibrancy which was there in yesteryears, and just now when I got and I was able to see the beautiful songs and dance, all, and Kannur is all charged with the young blood, with the able leadership of senior most leaders like Dr. Jayachandran sir, Dr. Narendra sir, Dr. Gangadharan sir, and all seniors who are there to guide you. And I wish all the success for the Kannur team and wish you all the very best and happy new year once more. Thank you. Jai IMA, Jai Hind.
Respected dignitaries on end of the dais, State President, Secretary, our Home Branch President, Secretary, Treasurer, and senior IMA members and my colleagues. So, as we all know that we are all eagerly waiting for our cultural feast. So, we are concluding our program. On behalf of IMA Kannur, I extend my sincere gratitude towards our State President Benavan sir and Secretary Shashidharan sir for accepting our invitation and coming to grace this occasion in spite of their busy schedule. And as they have already committed here, they have cancelled their program and came to our home branch for their participation. So I thank you very much, sir. Next, I would like to extend my gratitude towards our leaders, Nirmal Raj sir, Ashish sir, Jayachandran sir, and all senior IMA members for arranging all these programs in very short notice. As we all know that due to the weather circumstances, we have to change the venue in the last minute, but everything went very well, and as we all know, all the arrangements are well coordinated and all the programs are running very smoothly. So, so many doctors and our colleagues are working day and night on behind of this conducting of this event in this manner. So I extend my sincere gratitude to all of them for their sincere efforts. And lastly but not the least, I extend all the family members of our IMA branch and all the children, then family members who are gathered here to make this program a grand success. Thank you one and all.